name is Noah Ferris. I have social anxiety disorder. We can do this, right, dude?
Probably not. But I'll pretend for your sake.
But most of you already know that.
I'm singing! Do you see I'm singing?
If you didn't, me hiding behind my emotional support dog right now probably sealed the deal.
Oh, that was just a clip of a new Netflix show called The Healing Powers of Dude. The show is helping to tackle an important topic for kids and parents. The show's about an 11-year-old boy named Noah. He has social anxiety disorder. He's starting middle school after being away from school. He opted to be homeschooled because of his social anxiety. And Dude is his emotional support dog that he's able to bring with him as he ventures back to school to help him deal with his fears and anxiety. The main character in the show has social anxiety disorder, and that kept him out of school for a long time. But diagnosis or not, school avoidance is an issue for a lot of kids. It affects students of all ages and can be caused by a variety of reasons. Whatever the cause, it's important that parents respond quickly. The longer their child avoids school, the harder it is for them to return. And joining us now, family therapist Larry Blackwell here in the studio to give us more of a perspective. And Larry, you told me that you've been seeing more of this in your practice.
Absolutely. I think kids have to grow up a lot faster these days, especially with social media. There's a lot of things that are just put on them that younger people didn't have to deal with before.
And there really isn't a certain time of year or age when it happens.
No, it generally, there's some trigger always, whether it's entering a new school, getting bullied, maybe having a fallout with your best friend and feeling like you don't have support, family issues, but there's always a trigger to it.
Now you mentioned right then some causes, but social media is also impacting this.
Very much. I mean, kids will be bullying on social media, or kids are telling you, you know, this is how you should, the clothes you need to be wearing or how you should be presenting, and kids, a lot of kids don't feel adequate.
Yeah, and how does it happen to kids? Just, are they making more excuses as to why they don't want to go to school? Because every kid fakes sick every once in a while. I'm sure we all did it. We all need a, you know.
Every adult fakes sick once in a while. So.
And, you know, when we were kids, we had to have done it at least once or
Absolutely.
twice, right? It happens, but when do parents know that it's more than just that?
So if your kid is repeatedly making up excuses not to go to school, they have headaches, they have stomach aches that tend to disappear later on in the day, or you don't see them on the weekends or days off, that is probably a sign that there's something going on. You should always go and have your child checked out by a doctor if they're having, you know, repeated health issues. But once the doctor says there's nothing really going on here, that's when you need to realize it's probably school avoidant. One of the things that parents need to do is be really firm and say, you got to go to school.
And what else can they do?
Well, the more they let their kids skip school, as you said in the beginning, it's harder for them to get back in. So they should be touching base. Well, talk to their kid first. What's going on? Don't just assume that the kid's being lazy. Find out if there's anything happening with friends or bullying. Talk to their teachers. Talk to the school counselors. If it continues and you can't work it out, then you can seek other help through a therapist.
And what do you do with your clients when they're experiencing this issue?
We end up doing a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy, coaching. I'll even go to the schools and try to help the kid enter it. Yeah.
And you do home visits as well.
Do home visits if necessary. The trick really is to change the kid's belief about it. They see the school as this awful situation. It might be hard. You're getting bullied. It's not going to be easy just to kind of get over that. But if it's not the end of the world, and that's what we have to do, is change their thinking so it's not this horrible thing, just an uncomfortable thing. And the more you go, the less it gets. The funny thing with any kind of phobia or any kind of anxiety, the more you avoid it, the stronger it gets. So we really don't want to avoid anxieties. We want to face them head on.
Right, it's not something that parents should assume that they're just going to outgrow.
They're right. And the other thing is parents need to not minimize it. Sometimes parents think that the kid's just being defiant, or you'll get over it.
It's a phase.
It's a phase. Even if you got the kid going to school, your kid's going, and they're feeling stressed still every day, don't just kind of blow it off thinking, well, they're going. Find out what's going on. Try to reduce that stress. The other thing I've noticed is it's not just the kid's issue, it becomes a family issue. It impacts everybody in the family, just like any issue does in the family. Other people rally to their support, and then it takes away from other people's needs.
Right, it really is a serious issue, and if not addressed, it can really just balloon.
It can just grow.
Thanks so much, Larry. Really appreciate you